It's Wednesday, and you are happily tuned in to the I Make It Happen radio show with exception New York's Nicole Tyson. And we are here on Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And on I Making It Happen, we discuss how we can make it happen in our minds, bodies, finances, business, and culture, despite the inevitable and not so pleasant challenges. And that's ultimately to allow us to realize that we have the ability to improve and maneuver every and any situation that we encounter. And that is, and so, before we get into the topic, today we're going to have um, the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, Lisa Mortors. She's executive director. That's CMCA in Frederiksted. And suppose I also have a guest phoning in as well, an artist phoning in. And the topic is Passion to Profession, Supporting Emerging Artists Locally and Beyond. And before we get into the details, definitely want to say good morning to everyone in the USVI, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, the British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, anywhere you are in the Caribbean. And thank you for joining, as well as all those listening live on rebroadcasting.com from the East to West Coast. Thank you so much for tuning in, as well as all those listening, watching, viewing on the Facebook page live at I'm Making It Happen. Good morning to you. And as I mentioned, the topic is Passion to Profession, Supporting Emerging Artists Locally and Beyond. So that's what making it happen, Every time you're going to have to be, pivoting, juggling, and it never stops. And so, we're working to get the guests together. One is on their way, and another just called in, so we're having issues with the phone line. All right. Before we get into the details with the artists that we have online, and then the executive director Lisa Mordhorst is coming in studio, definitely want to just mention a bit about February and being Black History Month. And Black History Month isn't just about remembering the past. Well, first of all, it's not just the shortest day of the year. It's actually also, of course, everybody knows Black History Month. And it's not just about remembering the past. It's about looking forward to as well. And it's about making sure we continue to push and for progression, equality, and celebration of every individual in humanity. It's also a great opportunity to support Black-owned businesses, African Caribbean, as we said, Caribbean African businesses here in the Caribbean, artists and creators who are making waves in our community and beyond. And as Tyrone mentioned, definitely do support those who are, advertising with the station, and mention where you heard the ad. Let them know you heard it on the Reef, and also if I'm making it happen if you heard it there too. But definitely mention the Reef so they know that you are listening and are responding to the ads, okay? And as we journey through February, we want to think about the stories, of our heroes and who have been in the front pages, and those might not have been in the front pages. We have heroes right here in the community, and so we're celebrating the past, the present, and the future, okay? And also, we're going to share some interesting facts next time we have next week. But, just some little bit known facts, fun facts, is that the first African-American woman to travel to space was Mae Jemison. That was in 1992. Wow, right? And then a bold step in education was Booker T. Washington, who founded the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama in 1881, which is one of the most prominent historically Black colleges and universities in America, and it's still influential till today. Also, as well, everybody knows Rosa Parks, that was involved with the Civil Rights Movement, and her refusal to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. We want to remember that we always, not to think, especially, and they sparked the Civil Rights Movement throughout the United States. We're a small island, and so taking initiative, not thinking that any efforts that you make is too small. It all matters, and we all can make it happen. And she just was tired of being pushed around, right? And took a stand, and it just trickled throughout America and, of course, everywhere else in the world, all right? So everybody knows her. And so remember, your actions, your efforts, your initiatives do matter, all right? Also, let's see. Madam C.J. Walker, we've seen the movie. If you haven't, definitely check that out. But it's been out for a while. She was the first Black woman to become a self-made millionaire thanks to her successful line of beauty products for African-American women. She was also a philanthropist and advocate for civil rights. There's so many more mentions that we can have or make regarding, those who has left an indelible mark in history. And, just definitely remember that we have a rich heritage, not of enslavement, because we don't say we weren't slaves, of being enslaved, but people that rose above and charted their own path and definitely made it happen with harsh circumstances. So you talk about making it happen. It said despite the inevitable and not so pleasant challenges. Imagine what they were going through in those, back in 1881, and even during the civil rights movement and all those kind of things. All right, so definitely, I always say that be mindful. There's still challenges now, but it's a lot better, I believe, and I would think you would say so too. All right, so we're going to get into the topic of today. We have a guest holding right now. Let's see. You can bring him on. That's Elwin, and he is an artist. You can bring him on. That's Elwin. We have Elwin Joseph. He's an artist. That's showcased or going to be showcasing at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, located on St. Croix. And like I said, on her way is Lisa Mordhorst. She's the executive director. But we'll start with Elwin since we have him. Elwin, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Elwin?
Yeah, I could hardly hear you though.
You need to turn up
yes,
your volume.
This is Elwin.
Yes, you need to turn up your volume.
Very, very low. I'm turning it just all the way up, but I could hardly hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure because that's what you said when we were talking on the phone. So this is a different platform.
And you were breaking up a little bit.
We can hear you.
So maybe you need to go
you
to
can
a
hear me.
different
Okay.
location.
We can hear you clearly.
Tyrone, I got it.
Hi, good. Was it morning? Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Here
How are you?
in my studio.
Oh, you are? Okay, so tell
Yes,
us
my
about...
name is Elwin Joseph.
Great.
What I could say, I'm a professional artist. I have been doing international and local arts. I've won a lot of awards internationally. And as far as Egypt, England, and all those places. But like I say, I always say we have a lot of talent here in the Virgin Islands, just to give them the venue to showcase those things. And I think one of the places I think that is available for everybody is the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts. And I've shown there for years. I have exhibited there, with many other upcoming artists and professional artists. And yeah.
Great. So what type of art do you create?
Can you repeat that, please?
What type of art do you create?
Visual artist. I mean,
Are you a painter? There's other people that use as materials to create art. Like, what kind of art do you specialize in?
I'm a kind of a realistic art. I paint a lot of. I do a lot of different stuff. Like, I'm not just one subject painter. I paint. I do still lifes. I do cityscapes. I do tonguescapes. I do landscapes. I do a lot of different. I like painting rustic houses. I go around the island always with my camera, and I try to bring back the memory, because young people, they're growing right now, and there are a lot of places that are being demolished, and they don't know the history of those buildings.
That's
so
true.
I try to, put that on paper. And when I show it, a lot of places that I've painted, a lot of people don't even know where that is. And give them a little history because I've been living here for all my life. So I know exactly, some of the buildings and a lot of people that are going right now, the children that are going right now, could relate to the area that, yes.
Well, I think that's very commendable that you have thought about documenting by visual the areas for history, for our historic purposes and knowledge, because you are right, a lot of things are being demolished and restructured or moved to different places. I could say like Arthur Richards, I went there from like what, 8th grade, and so it's no longer there. I was just talking to a friend about that and saying our whole memories are just like that building is like non-existent. That building is not even there to even say anything happened on that location, on that property. So definitely appreciate you doing that. Tell us, like, how did you get into like what inspired you to be an artist? Like, what were some of the things that inspired you to start being an artist?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
What inspired you to become an artist? How long have you been doing this?
Oh man, I've been doing this for years, since I was a little boy. I've been doing. You see, the thing is, when I grew up, I was born in Dominica, but I came here as a little boy. But when I was growing up, I had 2 aunts that were teachers, and our home always have books and pens and pencils. So I would always take, and that was one of my things that I picked up. And when I came here, I started doing a lot of pencil work, charcoal work. But when I came here, I met. I was still doing my stuff. I went to the Claude Marcus School, and I'm a graduate from Central High. And I was still doing my drawing and all that type of thing. And I met Betsy Campen. I don't know if anybody could relate to that. She passed away a couple of years ago. And when I met her, I was just looking for some place to get some prints for my black and whites. And when I met her, she said, Elwin, you're stuck with me, because she was so, ecstatic with my type of work. So, and from there, I stuck with her, and then we started doing a lot of shows at the Good Hope School, which is not no more. I was a member of the Artists Guild, and she had her own annual show at the Candidator Center. So there we would show. I remember one time with the Artists Guild, one of my paintings came out first place. The following year, I got second place. So yeah, I've been doing it, but I've been doing it from the time I was a little boy. But I've been exposed to a lot of different mediums here. While I'm in the Virgin Islands, and which is my home. But my main medium is watercolor, which is the hardest medium. When I teach, sometimes I teach, and I've taught a class. The last class that I taught was at the museum in Frederiksted, and I told my class that watercolor is not an easy medium. It's a very unforgiving medium. So, it's not like acrylic or like oils and all this type of thing. But yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. So this is Elwin Joseph. If you're just tuning in, he is an artist, and the topic is profession to passion, and he's sharing how he got into this profession.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit, though. You're coming in and coming out. I can't hear a thing yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You might have to move your phone. It's probably your cell phone. So, as I was saying, that this is Elwin Joseph. He's an artist. He's telling us about the type of art that he creates, and then also finally he's a teacher, and he's also participates or teaches at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts. And so we appreciate you and I think it's amazing that he's taking his responsibility. Like, and I was saying, making it happen, that's making it happen. He sees a need, and he just goes around and paints different buildings so that the future, youth will know or be able to, say, oh, that you can state that something was there, or the Richards used to be there, or whatever structure has been removed that was part of our community, an indelible part of our community. It can be remembered, and for time to come, years to come. And so we appreciate you. And just before we transition, because we do now have the executive director, Lisa Mordhorst, in studio with us for the Caribbean Museum Center of Arts. Can you? I want to ask you, Elwin, when did you start participating at, or educating about the arts at the museum? And
I said again, when did I start?
When did you start teaching at the museum? And Why do you think art is important for the youth?
That is number one. I could attest to my personal experience with art. I remember in 1996, I was in a terrible auto accident, and let me tell you something. If I wasn't dabbling in art, because art is very therapeutic. I've heard that before, and I've experienced it myself. And it is very therapeutic. It is very. My wife always tells me that people who paint, they're all crazy and all this type of thing. But I'm serious. It's very therapeutic. When I started showing at the museum, oh my God, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a while. I've been to many exhibitions there. I've partaken in many exhibitions at the museum, and I think that the museum is a venue where it's not just. I mean, I have in the past I have done a lot of work with schools, and I find that they're open for all those things because there are many schools that have met me there. Jessica, when she was a teacher, I remember one time I had her class at the museum, and the children them were so excited. But it's not just being, painting or anything like that. There's music. There are different stuff that they could learn there. To do clay. There are people who do plastic stuff. Dyeing stuff and all this type of thing. And everything you could think about, the museum is there. They're open for. Yeah, and it's a place to, for all ages, old, young, middle age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. Is there anything you want to, express to the public before we let you go?
Is there anything that I would like to stress on?
Express.
Anybody could paint. I believe it's anything that you put your mind to, you could do it. We were born with abilities. We just got to showcase them, as we grow older. And anybody out there that is interested in getting started in painting, I am free. I always like to give a helping hand, to anybody that wants to, to build upon the foundation that they have laid already. I'm there, to correct because sometimes we think, when we just get into certain things, we think that it is the right way, but there is no wrong and right way in art. But then, I could direct you in the right path that you could go. My number is, you could give out my number. I am free. I don't have anything to hide. I could help anybody. Right now, I am just recuperating, though. I just had spine surgery a month before in December. So I'm just home recuperating. I haven't started like painting anything yet. I'm still drawing, sitting down and drawing, but it's my passion. But yeah, art is it's a thing that I would say, to anybody out there that I say, that want to choose it as a hobby or as a profession, go ahead, do it.
Okay, great. And so your number is 786-213-9031. Again, he said you can give him a call.
No, 9031. 786-213-9031. 1931.
That's a dyslexic moment because it says 9031 on my screen right here. So 786-213-9031 is the number for Elwin Joseph if you're interested to learn about art or painting. He's a person. He's saying he's making himself available. I give kudos to those who could paint and draw and those kind of things because I still do stick figures from since I was young. It's the same thing I draw all the time. I'm not an artist at all. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything you're doing and making it happen in your niche, in your hobby, and continuing educating the youth and documenting our structures in the community. I look forward to seeing your exhibition at some point. Thank you for your time for calling. And again, I hope you recover very soon from your spinal surgery.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Keep tuning in. 103.5.
Yeah, you too. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you. And so you're just tuning in. We were just speaking with Elwin Joseph. He is an artist here on St. Croix for many years. He's been teaching as well as participating in exhibitions at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts. And he's also just said he's made himself available to those who's interested, and that if you put your mind to it, you can also be artistic. And and one thing I do know is therapeutic for pain and for different things. Like there's therapy in art. So he's made himself available. He'll speak to you. Can't really meet with you at this time right now, but definitely make the contact. His number is 786-213-9031. Again, 786-213-9031. Right? And we're talking about passion to profession, supporting emerging local artists and beyond. We're going to take a break and we're going to get settled because we're going to be speaking with Lisa Mordhorst, who is Executive Director for the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, and we have her in studio. So we'll take a short break, and when we get back, we'll learn more about what's happening. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're listening to I Make It Happen on the Reef with Nicole Tyson. And if you were with us before the break, you know that we're talking about passion to profession, and supporting emerging artists locally and beyond. And we were speaking with Elwin Joseph, who is an artist, prior to the break. And now we have in studio Lisa Mordhorst. She is Executive Director of the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, and we appreciate you for being in studio with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
And so, if we could just get a little bit of background about you, what is what was your journey like to be getting involved with the museum? What was inspired you to be involved, and how did you get involved?
So I am a former practicing artist myself.
Oh, cool.
I've been on island for 11 years now. I come from New York City. I've worked in the New York City art world for about 25 years. Working with museums and galleries, and the longest work that I did was with an acclaimed artist sculptor named Mark DeSuvero, and his sculpture park that he founded as a nonprofit called Socrates Sculpture Park in Long Island City, Queens. And it was an incredible experience. All of my time in New York was an incredible experience, but all during that time I was a practicing artist as well as working in arts administration. So I have worked in arts archiving, in project management as far as exhibitions, exhibition management and studio management for artists, and curatorial work as well. And so my journey here to St. Croix was just needing a life change to try something outside of a big city, and we ended up here in St. Croix. I took a little time off, and within a number of years entered board of director service for CMC Arts, for the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts. So I joined the board in 2018.
Oh, great. You've been for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so the organization was board run all the way through early 2022, and we transitioned to a staff run organization for the first time in the history of CMC Arts in March of 2022. And so we've been working through that over the last few years and have a full professional staff now. That includes myself as executive director. I started March 2022. At the time, we started with Levon Wise as development director, and education coordinator Jessica Parker White. She started in 2021, and Jay Weiss, whose title now is administrator, but for many years he was the manager and the sole professional staff on property from 2019. So we've grown. I just went backwards in time, but we've grown considerably, and we're all very proud of it. The board is 10 people at the moment, extremely supportive and have their own roles, and so what we've done again is separated from being a board-run organization to a staff-run organization, which means that the board is a governing board, and so we are able to collectively push the organization deeper into its mission and do bigger and better work.
That's exciting. So, yes. So you went into the past, but I'll tell you even more the past. So I was actually on the board in like 2009, I think 2010, when I first came back home. And that was before it even had a museum. It was called the museum, right. But it didn't have that in that space inside with all the art. Right. We just used to meet in the gallery, in the outside part, gallery area.
Yes.
And they started doing the residencies I was telling you about before. I'm not getting into that, but just mentioning there was still a lot of construction happening,
right,
and restructuring happening. So it's so amazing to see how it's evolved from when Candia, I don't know when she started it, but when I was a part of it and she was running it. To now where it is.
Right. So the organization is now 30. We're on our 31st year. Founded in 1994 by Candia Atwater Shields. Candia sadly passed away this past May, and we are all grateful, of course, for her long contribution, and we are so proud to be carrying the legacy forward. So 1994, the organization was founded, and Candia would organize pop-up exhibitions basically around Island, and she also started the much beloved Island Art and Soul calendar as a fundraiser. So it is the oldest program and oldest fundraiser that we have, and all of these are for you, but this is this year's calendar. Anyway, and so Candia would drive around Island also selling the calendar and promoting the museum from the back of her car.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yes.
And so in 2003 is when we were given, I'm going to use that term, we were given the property that we're in now, 10 Strand Street in Frederickstead. So it's a block through building, so we're in between King Street and Strand Street. Our front door is on Strand Street, and we have a beautiful view, of course.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And an extremely generous benefactor and donor provides the building for us, and they renovated it specifically for CMC Arts, which is now coming into the time that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
And around 2004, 2005, they moved in and started doing programming.
Yeah, it's amazing that it just continues. It starts from one person making it happen, and now it's a whole program, staff, 10 board members. Can you tell us some of the board members?
Yes, well, we have Orville James is the president of the board. We have Susan Atkins, Ann Kershaw, Wilfred Labiosa out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. We have Marley Miller, Lisa Lord, Dr. Flippin. I am not looking at the list right now, so I'm worried Shalana, Stephanie Brown. And I need to look because
you said it was 10.
Do not want to miss anyone. Absolutely everyone's contribution is vital. Janice Valmond is the vice president. And I think now I have Kenya Nelson Stevens is our most recent board member.
Okay.
That's our board.
Great. And you did mention the staff, and how is it different having just the board? What's the difference with just having the board run it and having the staff run it? Having the staff run?
Well, the primary difference is that we have full-time staff on the ground working through our programming. And so as volunteer board members, we have board members who have full-time jobs. And even if a board member happens to be retired, they have other things that they're focusing on, whether it be a professional job or not. And so that is the primary difference. So out of our staff members, our only role, this is our job. So 8 hours a day, five days a week, which actually is a lot more than those hours I just listed, but that's okay. But we have a lot of events, and that's why. So we're open often evenings for various events, and anyway, that's the difference.
Okay, got it. And so, talking about events, what are there any current or upcoming exhibits that you're particularly excited about?
Yes, we are very excited to be presenting Waldemar Broadhurst. Wire Art Crucian Stories is the title of the exhibition. It's a solo exhibition. Waldemar is a local sculptor. Most people, even if you don't recognize his name, you have seen his work. He is the gentleman who makes the wire mokojumbis. You see them especially during holiday time in the field on the bypass, and other, like the Three Queens and other women with torches, stand alone. So most people have seen his work, whether you realize it or not. And so we're very, very proud to be presenting this solo exhibition, which is an enormous amount of work. To do a solo exhibition, it's a themed show, so he has storylines, hence the Crucian Stories portion. So it's a reflection of his life experience here as a Crucian. He's of Danish, Puerto Rican, and Afro-Caribbean descent, and he's fourth generation Broadhurst of the Avis. So he's very rooted in the community here, and so this is his expression of his experience, his life experience. And the showcase opens with an opening reception on this coming Friday, the 7th, from 4 to 8 p.m. We'll have some live music starting at 5:30 with 4 members of the band Los Maestros, and they'll be playing until about 7. And we'll have some small bites to eat, which actually Waldemar and his son will be cooking up. So it'll be Crucian style small bites, and we're very, very excited. So Friday night. This Friday night, 4 to 8 p.m. on the 7th at 10 Strand Street. Come help us celebrate Waldemar and his artwork, his sculpture.
Okay, great. And so they have an exhibition this Friday, February 7th, and that's starting at 4 p.m., goes until 8 p.m. So definitely if you get off after 5, there's still a lot of time that you can participate. Is there a fee?
Yes, it is a ticketed event. Our opening receptions are ticketed, which helps us support the exhibition programming going forward. So it is $20 at the door. You can purchase on our website, cmcarts.org. Go to the events button, and you'll be able to purchase tickets ahead of time there. You can also purchase at the door, and CMC Arts members, we have a membership program. So if you are a CMC Arts member, it's 50% off, and you can sign up for a membership at the door if you wish as well, or online.
How much is the membership, and is that for the year?
There are multiple levels of memberships. It starts at the senior level, and then it goes to couples and patron and benefactor, and it goes all the way up to whatever you would like to give us. We would welcome it.
Definitely. And tell us the importance, the significance of some of the. Well, first of all, what's the experience when somebody walks into the museum? What can they expect to see, feel once they come into the museum itself?
So when you enter the door on 10 Strand Street, of course, walking in from the beautiful seafront of Strand Street, it's extraordinary view of the pier. you walk into our museum store. And our museum store generates revenue to support our operating functions of the museum. And the museum store functions in a similar fashion that our exhibitions do, meaning that we support the art and artists of the Caribbean, but mostly of the Virgin Islands. So the store works on artists can come in if they're interested. We accept works for sale. It's a retail shop, but we're working with original artworks and artisans and craftspeople. So let's say anything from jewelry to handmade soap. We have, like many madras items that various artisans are making, and we have original paintings. We have prints that have been made by the artist, and it's all provided to us on a commission basis. And the percentage that CMC Arts retains is actually a donation by the artist. So it's this beautiful relationship. And again, it goes to support our operations, and a lot of people have fun participating, and the store has a beautiful vibe to it. And then you walk through to our back courtyard, which is extraordinary. It's this respite. It's a space to be quiet. It's a space to be reflective, but it's also where we have our events. So we do live concerts, musical concerts. Right now, during the high season, we have a concert series that's very generously sponsored by a local community member. And the series is called the Dr. Simone L. Palmer Concert Series. It's a tribute to Dr. Simone L. Palmer, who's the former owner of Sandcastle on the Beach. And she was very dedicated to local live music. And so we pay tribute to her. She passed way too early in her life, and we celebrate her that way. But it's all local St. Croix musicians. We share within the Virgin Islands, of course, but so that runs every second Thursday. So next Thursday is our next concert. In any case, then the property. So we also have 6 exhibition galleries on our second floor, and we do rotating exhibitions there. We do about 7 to 9 each year. About every 6 weeks, we change shows. So come through. The opening receptions are really fun, and you can find out all that information on our website and on social media. So cmcarts.org. Find us on Instagram, social, Facebook, and et cetera, et cetera. Keep
so
watch.
cmc.org.
It's CMCA.
cmca.org.
It's CMC. I'm sorry. It's CMCarts.org.
CMC.
I was just reading your page there.
Okay, great.
Yes. So CMCARTS.org.
And so, great. Some things that you mentioned I just want to highlight is that, first of all, if you're an artist locally, talks about painting, jewelry, what is it called? The wires, or whatever kind of art you create, and you want to sell it, contact CMC Arts.
Yes.
Go to the website. There's an outlet that you can have to sell your items. And then individuals looking for local like art of any kind, or local items of any kind, you can go to CMC Arts, CMCA, and to see what they have and see what you can purchase. So, and that goes back. It's like a relationship. She says it's a donation from the artist, and so you benefit the artist and the museum itself. And then they also have, the courtyard. They do events there. I'm sure you can rent out the space. You can go online and find that out. And then again, we just want to reiterate that this Friday is an event happening there. It's the Waldemar Broadhurst exhibition
titled Wire Art Crucian Stories.
Wire Art Crucian Stories. And, that's this Friday, the 7th. And from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., it is ticketed, only $20 at the door, $20, and you can purchase it online or at the door. And if you're a member, it's half off. So go to cmcarts.org. You can find out more information, or just come down. It's going to be beautiful on the waterfront. You can't miss it. I'm sure you see all the cars. The doors will be open, lights will be on. And so make sure you come down to Frederiksted. There's an event in Frederiksted on the 7th, this Friday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and just have a great time, interact with some individuals, and experience something new. And then also there will be some bites, as she said, small bites, and Waldemar and his son are providing that Crucian style. So definitely looking forward to that as well. One thing I wanted to ask is, what are some of the museum's long-term goals, and are there any exciting projects on the horizon for expansion?
Well, we just got started in this transition from being board run to staff run. So we are at a new stage of infancy, and so we're setting some programming in place, some long-term programming in place, and making sure that that is sustainable. But part of our vision is to become the primary art center of the Caribbean. We are geographically located in a good place to do so, and so I believe that that will be a long-standing strategic goal for some time, because it'll take us some time. So we need everybody first in the Virgin Islands to support us wholly, and we're still getting the word out and solidifying our programming. We have several core programs that have emerged in the last 3 years. And long time goals would be to own our building. And yes, I have some visions in my own mind of expansion for sure. And it would be in the realm of, right now we're in a traditional historic building, and so I would be interested in having our artists, our local artists, be able to explore being in a space that doesn't have anything. So it's a white cube space is what we call it in New York, right? So the space doesn't have meaning itself, so that the artwork can stand on its own.
Yeah, I've seen that in the movies.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think I've been to, I wonder if I've not, those arts, but you see them in the white, and then it's just art is right there. And so I understand also it doesn't compete with any other.
It's just a very, very different experience. Yeah. So I think it would be beautiful to be able to have both of those experiences for all guests, but mostly for our artists as well.
So before we close out, can you let us know some of the other programs, like summer programs, those you have for children, I believe? What's some of the programs you have currently?
Yes, so our strongest program is our Artists in Residence program, and visiting artists in residence come from throughout the world, and they provide the support for our youth and teen workshops. So it's workshops at CMC Arts. We go into the schools as well to do workshops and lectures with those visiting artists, and then Saturday workshops as well. It depends on what the artist proposes. It depends on what the artist's work is about, and the age group that they're interested in. Those visiting artists also provide lectures to the general public as well. It's a very, very powerful program. The students really respond to it. It's through an application program, submissions. So the artists apply during the course of the year, and we select from that pool based on whether we prefer teaching artists, for the reason that I just gave, is that they really support our youth programming. So that's you can check us out on all of our social media and our website for workshops that are available there. For summer programming, we are collaborating with Blue Tarp Productions, a film group, and CFEG for their Film Over Gun Violence program. We piloted it this past year. We'll be running it again this summer. So check out Blue Tarp Productions, cfeg.org for that program if you're interested. It's for teens and young adults. So we're doing that this summer, and then of course we will have some other summer intensive workshopping during June as well, whereas the film program is in July. And we also have Little Artist Days, super cute, 2-year-old to 7-year-olds. It's a beautiful family day, and those are our core program and our exhibitions.
Perfect, and this is on your website.
Absolutely, you can find out all the information.
cmcarts.org, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is Lisa Mordhorst, Executive Director at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts, and giving us all the information about what's happening at CMCA down in Frederickstead on the waterfront. Check them out this Friday from 7 p.m. And let me find, it's Waldemar Broadhurst Solar exhibition, and it's titled Wire Art Cushion Stories, Wire Art Cushion Stories. And so come on down to Frederickstead. He said there's nothing happening in Frederickstead. There is an event happening in Frederickstead this Friday on the waterfront. Okay, in the I don't know the name of the building. Say the address.
The 10 Strand Street.
10 Strand Street, and then you can find purchase some local art. Okay, and it's a ticketed event, only $20, and you can purchase at the door or go online and purchase your ticket. CMCArts.org. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much
today. And again, this is CMC. Caribbean Museum Center of the Arts. I used to be on the board in 2009, 10, and so it's so exciting to see how much it's expanded, and it just came from a vision of one person. That's Candia
Atwater Shields, yes. And thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And so we appreciate all of you that's making it happen there, and we look forward to the event this Friday again at the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts. And it's going to be Waldemar Broadhurst. If you haven't heard his name, you definitely have seen his work, and he does a lot of the wire art all over the island. Okay, and go to CMC Arts, CMCArts.org for more information. If you don't remember anything else, go to CMCArts.org. So thank you so much for tuning in today. We also appreciate Elwin Joseph for joining earlier in the show. He's also an artist, and he said you can give him a call if you have any concern. If you want to do some art. And let's see if I have his number here, 786-213-9031. Is there a number for the CMC Arts?
It's 340-772-2622.
2622. Okay, 340-772-2622.
Correct.
That is for the Museum Center for the Arts. We appreciate you for being with us. And also, Orville, for coordinating all of this. He is the president of the board.
Yes.
All right. So we appreciate you. And thank you for all those who tuned in today on I'm Making It Happen, with exception of yours, Nicole Tyson. And as you know, we've had Lisa Mordhurst. She's the executive director for the Caribbean Museum Center of the Arts, located in Frederickstead. Make sure to check out their the exhibition happening this Friday with Waldemar Broadhurst. Okay, and he's going to be presenting his wire art as well as Delectables as well. So I don't know how he's going to be making that happen, but he's definitely going to make that happen. So I'm looking forward to that. Before we close, I definitely want to remind you of Quality Auto Parts. Open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And their times vary on the weekends. Call them at 340-778-5462 for more information about the quality parts that they have for you, as well as Carlos Furniture is open 7 days a week as well, located in Peters Rest, St. Croix, and Tutu Park Mall, St. Thomas. They have all of everything for your home: bedroom, bathroom, living room, kitchen, decorative items. They have a huge sale going on right now, so make sure to check them out. And then also Noah's Electronics has a huge super flash sale, and Billy's Electronics and Department Stores is the newest store on the island. Check them out as well. They're in Peters Rest, right across from Casulas and directly in front of the Napoleon Pizza. Go check them out. It's a really nice modern store, and let them know Nicole sent you from Brief Broadcasting. And so we'll be back again next week, Wednesday, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Have an amazing rest of the day and the week. We'll connect again next week. If you don't see something happening, create it. Be the change. And until next time, keep thinking outside the box, coloring outside the lines. And remember, it's about you, me, we. So make it happen.